3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, June 6, 2019. I hope you're doing well. Bitcoin on the 4-hour chart, some interesting patterns that I want to go over. Bullish scenario, bearish scenario. We're going to jump in a couple minutes. First, I want to talk about the daily chart zoomed out, the 50 moving average. The blue line that you see here, I call it the gravity of Bitcoin, whether we're above the 50 moving average being pulled down or below it being pulled up. It is a very useful tool in terms of anticipating dips. And so I want to talk about it very briefly because I want to illustrate something for you. You see some numbers on the screen, 108 days, 126 days. I'm going to put a histogram here on this 50 moving average to really paint a picture. These days that I have charted are days we've been above and haven't even touched the 50 moving average. So 108 days here, the last 108 days, we have not touched the 50 moving average or broken below it. The height of that last bull market, 97 days, 126 days within that bull market, exiting the last bear market, a very similar time to where we are right now, 108 days before breaking below the 50 moving average. You can see it there. Now, is this me saying we're definitely going to break below the 50 moving average? No. But historically, when we're going 100 plus days above the 50 moving average, it's just wise to prepare for something like that, a break below the 50 moving average. It's very wise to do that. My approach to this market is buying the dip, right? So my heavier buy zones are usually somewhere below the 50 moving average, if not entering right around the 50 moving average, the heavier buy zones. So I just wanted to throw that out. It really gives you useful data, a nice illustration of what's going on in the markets in terms of Bitcoin and where we could be headed. But let's go to the 4-hour. I was looking at the 4-hour chart, just glancing at it. I noticed some similarities to what happened in April. Pretty much all throughout April, you see this rising wedge pattern. We have higher highs here, and we have higher lows forming, right? And what happened was Bitcoin around end of April broke through the bottom trend line there. And this could have been a setup for, a pretty drastic move to the downside, right? A nice consolidation, a nice pullback. But what Bitcoin did was it actually retested the bottom trend line, which we always look for in Bitcoin or Litecoin or whatever we're watching. But not only that, it actually broke through the bottom trend line, broke through the pattern, broke through the upper trend line, and actually hit a bullish target, essentially creating a busted rising wedge, right? And it was an incredibly powerful move for Bitcoin coming from the 4,000s, eventually leading us into the 9,000s. So if you look at what Bitcoin has been doing recently, we've been forming a similar rising wedge of higher highs, higher lows. You can see on the downside, we've just recently broken the bottom trend line. It's a bearish move. Many people have been watching, including us on this channel. But I'm not sitting here saying that we're going to get a retest of the bottom trend line. It's something we are looking for conservatively. But I'm also not saying we're going to get a similar move that happened in this last rising wedge where we're breaking through the bottom trend line, through the upper trend line, and hitting an upward bullish target of around 11,400. But that is if Bitcoin followed that last busted rising wedge. If we get another busted rising wedge, that is what it would look like. That's kind of a bullish scenario for many people out there that are waiting for 10K to be broken. That is what it would probably look like. On the downside, we'd have a continuation of this breakout to the downside, right? Right now, just above the 200 moving average, we'd have a continuation down, hitting a target of around $6,600 from this breakout area, the lower trend line. That's our first target. Keep in mind, if you're taking into consideration the 50 moving average on the daily, that is right around here, $6,800. We can go look at that real quick. This is the 50 moving average on the daily chart right here, right around $6,800, $6,900. So for me, this area, $6,800 down to this breakout pattern target, $6,500 or so, is a heavier buy zone for me. I'm always kind of buying Bitcoin whenever I'm kind of feeling froggy. I'm going to buy some Bitcoin, but heavier buy zones come into play for me, and this is kind of what it looks like. So It's what I'm watching. I'm curious of your thoughts. Please let me know. If you're here right now and you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you as part of the channel. Appreciate you coming by today. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless.